Okay, I'm falling. No, don't go, don't go, don't go. Hi everybody, Adam Savage in my cave, and let's talk about filming oneself for YouTube. Newer viewers of this channel might not realize that I film almost everything on this channel on an iPhone. That is not entirely true. So sorry. Let me elaborate. When I am filming myself alone here in the cave, I am using 1 or 2 iPhones. That's it. When you see moving cameras, that is one of our 3 cameraman, producer, shooter, editors, Joey, Norm, or Josh, and they do amazing work, and we shoot together all the time. And when I am filming alone here, the threshold to entry to filming myself needs to be as low as possible. And we all have different appetites for what the energy threshold is for getting somewhere. For me, at the beginning of the COVID lockdown, when we had an all hands meeting and realized that everyone would go remote, Norm Chan said, look, you can film yourself. I've set up a camera in the corner of the cave with a lavalier microphone on it, and you just need to turn it on and turn on the camera and check this thing and film it. It should be fine. And I was looking at it and I was like, that is too much stuff to think about. And I just started filming myself on my then phone, which in 2020 was like the iPhone 13. It's a while back. So maybe even older than that. You know, Tom Scott was doing some Wired interviews recently, and he was saying microphone's the most important thing. And I totally agree with that. And I don't use one for this camera interaction. And that actually also came out of COVID. I am blessed with the fact that Apple phones have great sound. So yeah, I do all the filming with just a couple of iPhones, and I'm going to build a camera mount today. That's going to be a sort of a modification, elaboration on the one I'm currently holding on to. But I'm going to talk about camera mounts and such. But let me just say one thing about the sound. When DJI came out with those little lavalier microphones that record natively on each unit, but also transmit, those are great. And now there's like a whole bunch of people that make those. Those are fabulous products. And they, again, great sound is easier now than it has ever been before. And a few years ago, we bought that little lavalier set from DJI, and I put one on and connected it up to the camera, and we shot a whole video. In which I was using that lav. I wish I could remember which one it was. We should look this up and just post it in the description if we can figure out internally what it was. Because the video was fine. I watched it when it got cut and I thought this video is fine, but something's weird and wrong with it. Or something is not quite right. Not something is weird and wrong. Something is just not quite all the way there. And I had to watch it 3 times to realize that the perfect sound had taken something away from the way I shoot with this camera. And it was about intimacy. So when I am filming on this camera, I'm thinking about all the comments I've gotten from people who watch the channel that they put their laptop on with me building stuff in the corner of their workbench and we work together. And I think about that image all the time when I'm in here working. And when I want to tell you something and I lean in and I'm like, okay, this is the most important part of this thing. You can hear my voice modulates with my distance to the camera. And that I am genuinely talking to a entity in my head that is on the other side of this camera. And it is as close a picture as I can ever get of what the public reception is. And it just gives me some foundation to work with in terms of speaking. But yeah, for me, there's an intimacy to that, the fact that the volume gets louder and dimmer as I move closer to the camera that I really appreciate about this medium, this filming oneself on the iPhone medium. As a longtime film worker and television producer, I never would have imagined that there could be a case in which perfect sound was not the absolute ideal. And yet, here we are on this platform that I find some different modalities. And I think that's really, I'm always fascinated by that kind of intersection. So let's talk about mounts in general. This was my first camera mount, and it is basically a monopod with a Manfrotto 3-footed folding thing. It's a carbon fiber monopod. So this folds up really, really small. It goes into my backpack. And on the end of it, I've got some Loc Line. Loc Line is basically just ball and sockets with hollow in the middle, and they're airtight, watertight. And you can use them for all sorts of great stuff in the shop. I use it as a camera mount. It makes this sound that everyone hates. I'm really sorry about that. And then up here, I've got an iPhone mount, right? Just a little gripper. Now, it is easier and easier as iPhones add more buttons to obtain unintended consequences from clamping them. That's how I'd like to describe it. So I'm going to switch this phone to this mount, and then we're going to talk about the rig that I'm holding right now, because that's the one I'm going to rebuild and make really nice. Okay, so this is, wait, I should put an iPhone in here. Here we go. There we go. So this is the other iPhone mount, and it sits on a base which I absolutely love. It's called the 3-footed Monster. This is a spectacular tool, and it is the ideal base for my camera platform. That's the standing rig, and that gets some play, but this rig gets all of the play. And its base is a tool that was given to me a couple of years ago when I was in Adelaide, Australia. And it was given to me by a friend of the inventor, and the inventor's name is Mark Boxer. Mark Boxer makes 3-footed monsters. You can go buy them at 3footedmonster.com. There's a link in the description. He sent us a letter thanking us for using his mount. And then he sent us several mounts, and I'm going to choose one of them and make my new camera mount out of it. Cause he sent some pretty things. And we also I have a really nice iPhone clamp that will go on the top here, and some very pretty, Loc Line that's not black. Yeah. We have all these things set up. I'm going to set up a camera. And I keep on thinking anyway, I'm trying to figure out what I'm building, what I'm scavenging, and what I'm holding the camera with. Here is my Loc Line collection. I have it in many different sizes. Every time I encounter it, I collect it in this box. I've used it for animation armatures. I've used it for structure. I've used it for mannequins. I've used it for feeding things under pressure. It's excellent stuff. And I found a brand new color of it. Hold on. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Look at this color. This is a great blue. This is going to be the color of my new camera. And then we're going to use some orange mounts because they make plumbing attachments for it, so you can put it to standard NPT stuff or mount it to things. I have all of those. So I've got one for, right. That's for the top, and that's for the base. Now, Stallman sent us this little iPhone holder, and I really like it. It's machined out of aluminum and steel. It's got a mount on the back and on the bottom. Very useful. And I'm going to use this. So we have the Loc Line. We have the Loc Line attachments. And now we need one more thing. We need another one of these. Luckily, Mark Boxer has me covered. He sent me several. He sent me a Big Mama. Hold on. Oh, he sent me a Big Mama and 2 smalls. Oh, this is great. Look at that one. There's one more. There's one more. I forgot. Yep, there we go. This is the Goldilocks. This is the size I really dig. This is the same size. Oh, whoa. This is the same size as the one he sent me long ago. I am going to make a new one out of this. This will still be a camera platform. It'll just be a secondary B-roll, secondary camera. This is hot. Wow, I love this. So this is going to go into our camera room right away. That's fabulous. And look at this sweet little baby. Look at that guy. Oh, and he's got an extra iPhone holder. Oh, we can do that. We can make a longie and a shorty. Hang on, let's see if I have all the things I need. 1 and 2, I do. All right. Oh, hey, I thought I was setting them up so that they were in the middle. There we go. So here are the two projects. This is camera platform number 1, which replaces my main squeeze and becomes my A platform. And this little baby is camera platform number 2, and it's going to be a little cutie pie. We are going to, yeah. So the first thing I have to do is figure out a way to mount the bottom to the camera platform. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn a piece of Delrin here down to be a press fit inside there. Then I'm going to throw, I'm probably going to throw a couple pop rivets in just to stop it from rotating. And then I'll tap a 1/4-20 hole in the bottom of that Delrin and it'll connect right up to that. So I got to do 2 of those. Also, I think I'm going to cut these down a little bit and make them a little, you know, just, yeah, I may cut this down or I may make that smooth just to, for aesthetics, we'll see. First up is to take this to the lathe. Here we go. Now I've got my plugs and they fit nicely in there. I'm going to tap a 1/4 hole in there. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut that down. So the plan here is I am going to use the right angleness of this. I'm going to sink this little Delrin plug down into there, hammer it in, and then I'm going to drill through here and put a 1/4-20 bolt in there, and that will be the attachment for my camera rig. That's the goal. All right, so first I'm going to take out the little nut cert that is in there. I'm going to pop that out. I think this should do just like this. So it did. Awesome. I'm just going to knock this one home. Oh, great. And same here. Oh, yeah, let's do a soft. So the issue that I was having here was that there's a soft return back here, and I hadn't accommodated for that. So the plug I made came up to halfway through that hole. That's why when I drilled the first one, it sunk in and knocked it out. So now I've threaded all the way through it, and the plug is nice and secure. So we're just going to send a tap in there. And bring it back out. Excellent. All right, we're going to put those back. So now I have these 2 bolts sticking out. I'm just going to cut the heads off on my bandsaw and give a little round to those ends. I think that should be all the parts. Let's move the tools over and confirm that we are ready for assembly. We have big, small. We have fancy, slightly less fancy. stock, stock. We have top, top. There we go. Okay, and this one too. Bingo! Now we got a top one on this one. Let's do this. Oh, come now. Hey, that worked. All right, let's try the same thing here. Nope. Hey. Come on. Bingo. All right. Oh, it's great that they're nice and stiff. Okay, so. Right, that's tight. That's tight. And we put this on here. Actually, for this one, I'm going to put it on the back. Excellent. Okay, so there we've got one. Awesome. Now, the piece de resistance. Oh, no, I want it on the other side. And we've got this one. I really like how solid that is. This one from Stallman, that's a great holder. That does great for me, right? See that? Oh, pop! Hey, I don't know if I explicated this at the beginning, but the 3-footed monster, this is my camera clamp, and I'm super happy with it, also has magnets, so you can get really nice cantilevering like that. Yeah. That's a nice rig. It's nice and solid. I thank you to 3-footed Monster for sending me some lovely stuff. I really appreciate it. And know that when you see me filming myself, it's going to be on this baby now with the old one. It's just a nostalgic backup. I'd love to hear your low rent filming solutions in the comments. If you'd like to tell us about them, I'd be delighted. We'll include a parts list of the stuff that you can order here. Yeah, get thee to filming. This is like filming on the iPhone. It's been such a, I've already said that. I think we can wrap this. See you guys next time. Hey guys, Adam Savage in my cave. I wanted to tell you about some brand new stuff we have at adamsavage.com, some new bags we are making and releasing. But I wanted to show you in some context. So specifically, I found and brought out my very, very first EDC-1. This is the prototype that I took with me to Europe in 2017 and received my first and only compliment on this bag in the wild on that trip. And you can see I'm about the most difficult tester of our product line. And to drive that point home, here is my newest EDC-1. I just received this one about 3 months ago. And within the first couple of days, I spilled an entire cup of coffee in it. Here is what they should look like when they come right from the factory. You can run these through your washing machine if you want. It's not going to make it pristine, but it will clean it up a significant amount. And inside here, are our brand new everyday gear bags in 3 different zipper colors. I just love these things so much. I built it originally to house my Apple Vision, but one of these is now my traveling DOP kit, and you can get them right now on adamsavage.com. Oh, and also we have colored straps for your enjoyment. You can customize everything you want, and these hold straps so you can wear them out. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you liked that one day build, there's a whole bunch more right, wait, there.